Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Aggravating Eye 7564. Am I the beehole for not allowing my mom to move in? When I was 13, my parents adopted a disabled baby, Carrie. This child needed constant care and was wheelchair bound, and now has a feeding tube. In January, my dad ceased to be. I would have thought my parents' home was paid off by now. I'm in my 30s, and with my own family of 2 kids and a wife. Having children of my own has made me even more resentful of my parents' choice to abandon me at 13 and take care of this adopted baby. My mother, who up until my dad ceasing to be, had little contact with, asked me to move in with Carrie. She wants to take over one of my children's bedrooms, telling me my children could use bunk beds, and went as far as sending me remodeling ideas for my home to accomplish them. Carrie hasn't been able to visit because my house isn't accessible. I told my mom no. I am not making accommodations for her or Carrie, and she's not moving in. My mom says it's been hard because of my dad ceasing to be, taking care of Carrie, and making the mortgage payment because my mom came to help with the bills about 10 years ago. And she put it as, my childhood home is in foreclosure. I reminded my mom that I moved out at 16 to escape her and Carrie, so I'm not pushing this on my family. My mom didn't think I would say no, and she started panicking because she doesn't know how and what will happen to Carrie when she ceases to be. Mom takes care of Carrie 24/7 and hasn't had a job since they adopted her. With my dad ceasing to be and his benefits, Mom's SSI and Carrie's disability, it's still not enough to cover the mortgage, utilities, car paying, and insurance. Also, Mom is complaining she can't even afford little treats to eat out anymore since Dad has ceased to be. I told Mom she should have thought of that 20 years ago when she adopted Carrie. I'm not sacrificing my family's comfort for her martyr complex. I did that enough growing up. Okay, OP, I'm gonna say you're definitely not the beehole in this situation. Good on you for protecting your family and not putting this burden on all of them. Why does your kids have to sacrifice your room for a decision your mom and your father made years ago? So, they were such bad parents that you dipped at age 16. That tells me a lot. So I don't know where she got it in her head to think that she can just move in with you after she was bad enough to make you run away at age 16. Again, 16. And it's very commendable of them to adopt a special needs child, but some people can do it and some can't. I definitely am someone who can't. And it sounds like they aren't either because they were neglecting their biological children. And you know what? It sucks for her that all of this is happening to her after your dad's not with us anymore. But OP, like you said, you have your own family, and it sounds like you're treating them very well. And being the father and the mother, well, not the mother, but you know what I mean. You got a wife who was being what they were supposed to be to you, and you saw the writing on the wall and said, no, I'm not going to put that burden or nonsense on my family. This is very much not your circus and not your monkey situation, OP. So good job on protecting you people that you love and who you're supposed to protect. And it sucks for her, but she's going to have to figure it out. They're the ones who made the adoption to adopt a special needs child. It's not like they didn't know this was going to be tough on them and it was going to be a huge challenge to raise a special needs child. OP, not the beehole. And our next one comes from J. Geld. Am I the beehole for not giving someone else a free bag of food I had just been gifted? Me and my boyfriend were sat on a bench in our university campus. A couple of bakery workers walked up to us and explained that they were closing, and did we want some of the leftover food for free? If you're in the UK and familiar with the Too Good To Go scheme, then I believe it was a part of that, and the bag just hadn't been claimed. More context below. Of course, being given free food in this economy felt like we had hit the jackpot, and in the bag was around 3 pastry items, 3 or 4 sandwiches, and we remained sat for 5 to 10 minutes more before setting back off to our accommodation. A few minutes later, a guy sees us walking across campus, carrying our bag of food, and runs after us, asking if we worked at the bakery. I guess since the bag was clearly labeled with the bakery name, I replied that no, we were just students and the bakery had unfortunately just closed 10 minutes previously. He became standoffish and insinuated that we had taken one of his bags that he reserved. I replied that I was sorry I couldn't help him, but again, we were just students and had nothing to do with the bakery. We had just been given it from a worker. Stupidly, I hadn't really processed at this time that we had likely indeed been given one of the bags he reserved since he was too late to pick them up. He proceeded to storm off, shouting back at us that we were bad people for not giving it to him, because he was going to feed the homeless with that food. I don't believe that. And hearing this, my boyfriend asked me if we should just go after him, and gave him our bag, and I replied no. In the moment, I felt pretty hurt at his aggressive nature towards us. It had been an hour now, and I have been plagued by guilt surrounding it. I would never want to take away from a charitable cause, and I've been really beating myself over it. I wasn't just hurt in the moment. Am I the beehole? I'm curious to hear what others may have done in the same situation. Some context. Too Good To Go is a scheme where members of the public can reserve bags of food from various stores online to stop the food from going to waste. Oh, that sounds fantastic. I wish we had that out here. They will pick up the items in the last hour or so of the store closing. Okay, OP, you are definitely not the beehole. Or, yeah, you're not the beehole. I think he was just trying to scam you guys out of food. That's what it seems like to me. But if he wasn't, and he did reserve that food, that's his problem, that he didn't get there on time to get the food. He knows what happens, like you said, it's in the final hour. You gotta get your butt down there to get that food you reserved. And I don't believe he was going to feed the homeless with it. And no, you shouldn't give it to him even if he reserved it. He knew the rules, and you guys were given the food from the workers, so I'd say you're in the clear. It wouldn't faze me at all. And plus, okay, so if you guys weren't holding the bag and he didn't see the logo, and you just had the bag next to you, how would he have known it was the bakery? And what if you guys went in there before it closed, put your money down, and bought food there? He doesn't know that. Why would he approach you assuming that you took his thing? I, like most normal people, would have been like, oh, they went to the bakery and bought themselves something to eat. I hope my stuff is still there, or I hope I can still get in, even though they're closed. So that's why I really think this guy was just trying to scam you guys out of some food, and he just got ticked off when you guys weren't willing to quickly relinquish it to him, and then he just scampered off, cursing you guys out. And even if he did reserve it, like I said, he knows the rules and he failed to follow them. And our final one comes from Dryboot170. Am I the beehole for keeping all the insurance money left to me by my dad? My dad passed away a few months back, and he had a $150,000 life insurance policy through his employer. My share is $50K. My mom came to me yesterday and asked for $40K for my share. She did the same with my sister. My sister just turned 18 and gave it up without an argument. Oh, your sister just got taken advantage of. I said no because I'll be going to college in a few months and I need that money to pay for fees and deposits, and a part of the tuition, which my loan doesn't cover fully. And I also work full-time, currently pay my mom $700 a month in rent, which increased to $1,000 after my dad ceased to be. So I couldn't save much money from the few months of full-time income. She also expects me to somehow pay $1,000 in rent during my studies, when I literally said I can't do that without having to go part-time or drop out. She said, not my problem. I'm struggling financially, and you need to be a man. Oh, don't you love that? When they want you to do something, then you need to be a man. That's what makes you a man. She drives a $65,000 SUV, and she could sell that for at least $50K, considering it's less than a year old. But she wants to use my loan money to pay off the car loan. Am I the beehole? No, P. No, you're not the beehole. Your mother's the beehole. Holy crap, she's charging you all that rent. She knows she doesn't care if you go to college and drop out because she wants to keep her stupid lifestyle. And yes, like you said, sell the stupid SUV and get a normal car for get a used car for 10K, 7K. They're not bad out there for that price. And no, you and your sister shouldn't have to give up any of that money. That was given to you. That was willed to you. Your poor sister, she's not getting that money back. She's screwed. And I know you didn't, but don't ever give it to your mother, because you're not going to get 1 red cent of that back. She's going to buy her stupid SUV, she's going to pay that off, and then she's going to blow it on nonsense while charging you a K to live in a house, and she treats you like this. My advice, OP, since you're already paying $1,000 a month, go find a room to rent somewhere. That's about what you'd pay, I think probably 15, 17. But I think you'd rather pay that than have that creature, hovering over you all the time, trying to bleed you dry and taking advantage of you. So yeah, and you could do it. It sounds like you can do it. So P, my advice to you would be to don't give her the money. I don't know how you could help your sister get back her money, because that's so effed up, man. She already got her share of the money too. Yeah, don't give her the money and move out, get your own place, because I think you'd be better off mentally and financially for sure if you can get away from that woman. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.